Order, and I stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Present.
Here. Burton. Here. Here. Myers. Here.
I'm sorry, baby.
Trustee President.
I'd like to make a motion that we suspend the rules for the purpose of amending the agenda.
Find out. Let's just question it because I don't see what we're suspending the rules we got here. There's an agenda here that we're supposed to be following. But it is, but I'm not sure what we. That's why I've got the question.
Three weeks ago, Mayor, after the election board made the ruling and the circuit court made their final ruling on the water referendum, I myself went out to draw a resolution to put the referendum on the next, if we list this one on the next election. At that time, I drew that up. I came to you and asked you at a meeting 2 weeks ago at a committee meeting to allow this on the agenda for the committee so we can discuss that. At that time, you stated that you didn't, that you had forgot to put it on there, so I just passed the resolution out, and trustees had a chance to look at it. At that time, after we discussed it, I asked, along with 4 trustees, which I do have affidavits that were given to yourself and to the other trustees that signed it. It was given to you, it was given to the clerk, and it was given to the village attorney. You have your copy and the clerk has theirs. Asking for this to be put on the agenda. Asked to be put on the agenda. And at that time you said that you were going to think about it. And you refused to do it, stating something else, but you had the majority of your board asking you to put a resolution on the agenda to be voted on at this meeting. So now I'm asking you to suspend the rules since you didn't feel that it was important enough that the majority of your board asked you to put something on the agenda. You stated that it was going to be detrimental. It's just a resolution. It can be voted on by this board, up or down. That's it. That's all I was asking. Because it's something that I, myself, because I did sign one of the petitions, to have the water put on the referendum, but it failed in court. So I, myself, along with Trustee Hanks, came up with the referendum we put on as a resolution tonight that we can have it voted up or down. It's up to the board how they want to go on. But I would like to have, that's why I'm asking to have the rules suspended. And I'm asking to amend the agenda. We can take care of that right now. We don't have to go any further, and then we can go on with the student government.
Trustee, I'm really disappointed that you would take this time that we had set aside for Student Government Day after I sent an email to all the trustees stating my reason because of the sensitivity of the water referendum and the date that you have with the next meeting, the time that we have on to vote on this is incorrect. I put in an email to each and every one of you stating that because a resolution, this resolution, we got until 2013. Why are we so quick to want to put a resolution on tonight or entertain the idea? We got plenty of time to get this resolution on the agenda. Now, why is it that it is so important to, and that's the reason I stated in my email, because I knew that it was going to be something like this that disrupt the Student Government Day. And that's the reason I asked to wait until we get Student Government Day out of the way, so we do not disrupt this Student Government Day for these kids. This is their day.
Mr. Mayor,
Let me finish.
Mr. Mayor,
Let me finish.
I want to get your attention on.
Let me finish, trustee. You got plenty of time.
There's
Let
no
me finish.
debate.
No, sir. I will not hear from you until I recognize it. And that's what we were talking about from day one. I said how sensitive this issue would be. Why are we want to disrupt the Student Government Day to bring up something with student government with the water issue that's going to disrupt this activity for this day? And that's the reason I sent the email out. I don't understand why we still want to bring up something for students to disrupt this day when we got into 2013. If you want to take, if the trustee want to take it out of the hands of the citizens, that's okay. But then why we want to take today, tonight, to try to bring this on the agenda when you got all that time?
I'm going to answer this real quick.
Hold on. Trustee, I hear from trustee.
Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to bring to your attention point Robert's Rule of Order. There's a purpose for suspending the rules, and once it was asked that there's to be no interruptions, there's to be a second, there's to be no debate, there's no amendments, and it has to have a 2/3 majority vote to pass. So, Mr. Mayor, there should be no debate when they suspend the rules. And Robert's Rule of Order, Mr. Mayor, and I pulled it off today.
So
There can be debate once it's approved. There can be debate once you bring it up for a vote.
Mr. Mayor, if you're not entertaining the motion, then there is no debate and there is no motion. So
There's a second on the floor.
there was no second on the
I
floor.
second it.
I didn't hear, sir.
Hold on.
And then, Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a point of order since I have the floor. Trustee Hank Burgess, you said exactly what you did. You simply put together a resolution to place it on the public question, and you sent it. You have your majority votes, as you always have, Burgess, Hank, Myers, and Williams, in which you all decided that you were going to amend this agenda. And Williams has been tipping on her toes all day, explaining to everybody that the children are going to be here, be on your best behavior. If this is your best behavior, then I hope our children get a better example. And for the record, also, before I finish, this was just handed to me. I had no other copies, no other previous assessment. So since you disrespected me in that manner, I would hope that you would challenge next time. If you're going to inform trustees, inform all 6 trustees. Don't finish your 4.
Why are you not balloting her?
I have 4 now.
It's your tone.
We will not entertain anything from the audience at this time.
I'm
The
sorry,
audience will have
I'm
a
a
chance.
bad example for us.
I would not entertain anything from the audience at this time.
I'm making a simple.
That's the reason that I did not put this on the agenda, because I knew that this was going to be that something like this coming up to disrupt this day. And there's no excuse for this type of behavior.
You're doing it yourself. I don't need to do it.
I just want to address 2 issues. One that you said, that I 2 years ago you ran on water. Why would you not want that on there? That's just point number 1. Because I am not taking anything, have not taken anything else. We're putting it on the ballot so that people can vote, number 1. Number 2, Trustee Anderson.
Yes.
You were at the meeting last week when 4 trustees asked to put that on the agenda. You were at that meeting. All I did was get a signature from those 4 trustees that said, yes, put it on the agenda. You were present. Why didn't you get a copy? Because you were present when it happened. You said no. Those are the trustees that said yes. Now, you hold it up looking like that doesn't mean anything to me. It still means I asked 4 trustees to please sign that you stated that you wanted to have this on the agenda. That was it.
Mr. Mayor, please. Miss Trustee Burgess, it would have been just nice and polite if you would, once you got your 4 signatures, inform the other 2 trustees who sit here that you have performed this piece, and I'm just not getting to that. I'm not the mayor, sir. My name is Francine Anderson, sir, and I'm a trustee. My name is Francine Anderson, sir, and I'm a trustee. Because you're saying I'm the mayor. I'm not the mayor. I'm a trustee, sir. I'm a trustee, sir.
Mr. Mayor, all I did
all of them out.
Trustee Mayor.
Ignorant.
This is every,
I myself have not
every week, no, every week,
received
oh,
an
every week.
application from trustee Burgess. Obviously, as trustee Anderson has stated, the board of trustees decided that they were going to perform an act to try to deceive the public that they want water. No one, none of these trustees, Mr. Mayor, that filled out or signed this so-called affidavit, they all have stated and made it publicly clear that they do not want water. And all of a sudden, Mr. Mayor,
Trustee, please, do not interrupt me. If you interrupt me, then you have a chance to come back and make your comment.
all of a sudden, Mr. Mayor, they made a mistake. They know they made a big mistake. And they heard the public voice speak about their mistake. And now they're trying to get together and deceive the public by using these kids to bring on a resolution by which you have informed them that it cannot take place. So they figure they're going to use these kids to try to get this on some agenda. They are out of order as usual, always trying to change the rules of order, and yet I'm trying to figure out what November 8th election will be. This year, this is a big lie. There is no November 8th, 11th election. So Trustee Burgess has lied and deceived the public once again by stating on this resolution that there's a November 8th, 2011 election, and there is not one. We don't have an election until 2013. So for him to bring this up and put this on his statement to deceive the public is a foolish act. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Mayor, just this past Sunday, there was questions in a forum that talked about ethics. Is this the type of ethics we're talking about? Is this the type of ethics that we hear? We talked about, excuse me, this trustee is totally out of order and should be called. I'm calling you to order right now. I'm calling you to order, trustee. You out of order.
It's about these kids, y'all can fight later.
Mr. Mayor, so Mr. Mayor, I'm saying that you should not entertain this resolution because it is false. It is lying to the public.
You have parents taking your kids home. Come on.
Thank
It's about the kids now. So I'm not calling.
You point to the wrong people, you in it too.
Yeah.
This night is for the kids. The kids should have been opening up and have the agenda right here saying that the kids were going to. And then I get all of a sudden I get hit with, we need to do this and we do. I am not going to do this. This is a kid night, then you people going to have as much kids.
you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be entertained.
I'm not going to
This is not the way to do
not entertain the motion. I'm not going to entertain the motion. We'll come back with the kid, bring the kids, and then we'll comment to what's on the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, my kids will not be coming back into this. They're not watching this fight. It's not gonna happen.
There is no fight. If you started off with the kids, the agenda with the kids from day on, then this would have never happened.
This is no urgency.
You have 2013 Friday night is such an urgency.
It's not like we don't have
Mr. Barrett said that these trustees will come here and use these kids as an approach of defeat. It's enough. It's just foolish. This last week we talked about working together. They talked about ethics. And this is what they do and use the kids to do
Mr. Mayor, she's waited for this.
Bring the kids in and let them feel.
Mr. Mayor.
I'm not going to entertain them.
Mr. Mayor, call for the
I'm
attorneys.
not calling.
Call for the attorneys.
I'm not
Mr.
calling.
Mayor, motion second on the
We
floor.
got an agenda. We're going to follow the agenda that we.
Mr. Mayor, there's a motion to
Yes.
suspend the
Oh,
agenda.
not, well, we're not calling, we're going to call them.
Mr. Mayor, the kids will not be there until this is taken care
Yeah, we'll be here all night. Because this is their night. We
Parents
should have
already
started
asked
with
me to
this.
start this meeting and allow their children to have their opportunity. So now,
Asking that the kids come in and start this from the agenda. Just like we do with all. That's what the program is all about. That's what the agenda is all about. To use these kids on their night to do that, I think is underhanded in this situation.
Mr. Mayor.
very. I ain't vote for none of them.
Mr. Mayor. Are you going to recognize me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to say this is calm as possible. Number one, I'm not all in favor of what's going on here. Regardless of that, we've all been told about Robert's Rules of Order. Number one, there's a motion and a second on the floor. Per Robert's Rules of Order, we have to vote. Yes, no, abstain, you can go present. I don't care how you vote. Mark a vote. Number one. Number two, until the decorum is brought back into this room, the kids will not be coming back. And the reason why I can say that is because last time I checked, I was the chair of Public Relations Committee. I've been the one that's been with these kids all day. I've been the one that's taken time off of work, that has done the agenda, that has done the program, that has done the name tags, that has done the name plates, that got the cake, that got the top, that got the pizza, that got the donut, that went and picked up the kids, that asked my department heads for help. It's me. This is my night. My kids come in when I say they come in. Okay? That's number two.
Go on, girl.
So since it's number one, we have a motion, we have a second. You vote yes, you vote no, you vote abstain, you vote present. That's all anybody up here needs to do right now. It is 7:20. My kids have been here all day. I just asked them if they could do it in the senior center. I asked them to have their parents come in there, we'll set it up in there, we'll run the whole meeting in there. They told me no. They want this room, they want these seats. I'm giving them that.
Amen. Go on, girl.
I'm not done. I'm asking for everybody. For the past 6 weeks, I've sat in this seat, I've sat in my seat on the floor. I've asked audience members, I've asked board members to please act like an adult one day a year. Just one. We fight every other board meeting, and I'm okay with it. I asked for one meeting. Just one. My kids are 20 minutes late. 20 minutes. We've had our fights. We've had our arguments. Mr. Mayor, can you please ask the village clerk to do a roll call and end this, please?
Trustee, I thank you for all the help that you've done and all the hard work that you put in for the kids. I really do appreciate it. But to use that tonight for the kids, today, I think that is something that we should have never entertained to put this into when we had citizens on the last meeting saying that it was not a good idea because of this type of disruption.
They said they were okay on the senior center. They're fine.
Yes, you can take it out of the meeting room where they should have been, and you can move it to the senior center so the kids can get what they came here to get, which is an enjoyable evening.
Mr. Mayor, I quote case Rude versus Starlow from 1969. Court upheld that the mayor does not have the power to refuse to let a city council consider a motion. It says that if the mayor refuses to recognize a motion,
All of y'all ought to be ashamed out there. Y'all talk about yourselves instead of you dang on kids. It's sick.
Man, that's right for your children to sit here.
And you just as ignorant. You need to hush.
Way to go.
Only water.
Adjourn the meeting.
All times over.
Everybody in place, like, join us at the senior center. We can have a real meeting.
Just heard what I said. 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 Put your hands on me. Put your hands on me. Heard what I said. Just heard what I said. You just heard exactly what I said. How you think so? I'm back.
Everybody please go to the senior center, please. I tried to take everybody to the senior center who wants to participate in student government. He sure is.
And why don't he tell the truth where the money is for the parking districts?
It's a shame that you allow, as a mayor of a town, that you allow them.
There's a parent that stood up here and said that she was just as they weren't going to vote for you. So just, they're seeing it and they know, so don't worry to you.
I'm interested in children.
I'm not going to go right, and you will. Is this meeting officially over?
No, it's not.
Let's have a meeting.
No, it's not. It's not.
I don't have a mayor?
You
I don't have a mayor in this desk.
The mayor has not abandoned his post. The mayor has abandoned his post. And we also have,
Two trustees abandoned that post.
now we have another trustee that has abandoned his post.
Abandoned his post, as usual.
It's just all the way.
You come out of there. You don't make me upset with that.
I never, yeah, you're right.
I just hope you all realize it's not only being audio taped, but videotaped. So I just hope you understand that this is a tape procedure. Everything that's being said and done is being recorded. It's very important. I just make a statement. I'm sorry. That's right. I made a statement. I mean, I know. See, I can't put that.
You know what? I am so upset. I just, this is just too much for me. Frank, over here. Rosie, okay? Yeah. Got everybody. I'm gonna go back Rosie.
I can join my kids too. I work with them all day. I want to be there. I want to do this service. I want to be with my kids. I work hard with all day. Mayor, I am going to step away from this meeting at 7:29. I am going to step away from here. We're not going to leave the meeting. Point of order. I expect this meeting to start immediately. What do you mean we can't start this meeting? With a bunch of papers that were in there. Just want me to say, that's all. They're not supposed to be.
Let the record show that because of the disruption from the meeting, I met with the attorney and advice from the attorney that there is a motion on the floor and the motion will be called for.
Trustee Burgess is asking who had the motion.
I made the motion.
Who made the second? On the record again, please. Anderson.
Can you please read the motion again? I'm sure what I'm voting on.
Made a motion to suspend the rules and to amend the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, before we can do that,
And also to amend the agenda to put the resolution on the agenda stating, whereas the public safety, health, and welfare of citizens is a critical priority of a paramount concern of the village of Sauk Village, and whereas the village of Sauk Village currently receives portable water supply from wells, and whereas many municipalities throughout Illinois receive their that's what I'm asking to be done. I'm asking
to put on the resolution.
I'm going to read the resolution.
So are you going to read the whole resolution, or are you going to wait until it becomes Right now, we're only amending the agenda.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, that's it. Thank you. Whereas municipalities throughout Illinois receive their portable water from source from Lake Michigan. Whereas the village board of the village of Sauk Village desires to know whether the residents of the village of Sauk Village are interested in and will be willing to pay for Lake Michigan water as a source of portable water for the village of Sauk Village. Now therefore may it be resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the village of Sauk Village, County, Illinois, that Section 1, a public question shall be submitted to the voters of the village of Sauk Village, Cook County, State of Illinois, at November 8, 2011 general election or at the next available election permitted by the general election law as follows. Shall the village boards of the village of Sauk Village pursue the development, cost, construction, and use of funding alternatives of a system to deliver Lake Michigan water to the residents and businesses of the village of Sauk Village? Yes or no? Section 2, the village clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish this authorization resolution within 10 days after passage in the newspaper of general circulation within the village and to file this authorization resolution and other related matters with the appropriate election officials in accordance with applicable law. Section 3, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from it and after its passage, approval, and publication in the manner provided by the law. That you asked me for.
We vote. We just vote. We just vote. Yes, no, stay. We vote.
I don't know what the attorney is.
When Williams is called, call.
I don't know why the attorney will inform you of that, and this matter that he's in is deceiving. There is no November 8, 2011 general election. And because of that, the people in this bill will be deceiving the public also. So while the attorney will tell you that this is appropriate, I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong.
If you read this,
This is not.
if you read this, it says, Mr. Mayor.
Hold on, you get a chance to
No, but it's in
hold on.
Nevertheless, Mr. Mayor, it has November 8, which is a deception to the people and should be stricken from the record and proceeded. Therefore, this should not be entertained until everything else is changed on it and made correctly. Because November 8, 2011 is not a general election. Period. Whether it says or it still is a November 8, 2011 election, which is deception to the people. And we call ourselves trying to do things right here, yet we got a resolution with wrong dates on it. It has to be corrected. So therefore, it should not be entertained. And secondly, Robert Rules does not run this village here. So Mayor, you do. Robert Rules is a guideline of how it should be done. But you as a group, you as a mayor, Robert Rules do not succeed. You as a mayor of this village.
Mr. Mayor, in the resolution, after the November 8th general election, in parentheses it says, or after the next available election permitted by the general election law. I'm sure the lawyers have read this, and if there was something wrong, I'm sure they would have said there's something wrong with it. So I'm asking for a vote, Mr. Mayor. I'm asking you to call for a vote like the lawyers and stated that we should call for a vote. I'm asking you to call for a vote.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question. Matter of fact, not a question, but a statement. Since Trustee Burgess read the whole motion, I thought he was going to wait and do it when we were voting for the motion itself. But now we ready for the motion to just amend the agenda. Amending the agenda and adding, you did not ask the way you would like to add, sir. And then we should come back and do a vote of your particular resolution. So that's my comment for now.
Look at the fact that the mayor is senior people, I think it should be entertained.
Mr. Mayor. Point of clarification. When the resolution was first brought to my attention, it was passed through Attorney Lack. Attorney Lab did state that the resolution states November 8th, 2011, or the next general election. And no, we do not have an election on November 8th, 2011 at this time, but at any time an election can be called on November 8th, 2011. If at any time any person in legislation has to be reappointed or is removed for whatever reason, or for whatever reason is no longer in his seat, we could very well have an election November 8, 2011, which is why the resolution states the way it does. Right now, there is no scheduled election on November 8, 2011. However, within a 6-month period, that could change. I just want to point that clarification because it was stated that there was no election until 2013.
Right. That's the problem that the trustee has, is why we have November 8th.
Or the next general election, because it could very well be the November 8th general. If something were to happen, that an election is scheduled for Sauk Village that's not a regularly scheduled election, the ballot could appear as soon as November 8th, 2011, the very next election, if there were to be one. Right now, there is no scheduled election. There could be an election scheduled within the next 6 months. This next election would be when this referendum would be, resolution would be applied.
Mr. Mayor, why would the county allow a 2011 election? We have one coming up right now, and then there's one 2013. Sure, they said this is way. I don't think there's going to be a 2011 election on the right because the president shouldn't be saying anything at all right now. But yeah, she wants to say there's going to be a 2011 election. I don't think there will be. There will not be. There's going to be reported to be, again, deception. I think from the support, but we all know that.
Mr. Mayor,
Let's see what.
and I'm going to do my best. I know that my kids are in here. We still have kids in this audience that I'm not going to swear in front of, so give for the audience because they're here. There's a motion, there's a second. We commented. We've been discussing this for 41 minutes. If I'm wrong, Mr. Blair. I was brought back to make a vote. Can you please call for a vote?
Any other comments or questions? Okay, none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
To amend the agenda, no.
That's
And the agenda, no.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Yes. Not right. I don't have to vote for the water, right? It's 3-2, you know.
I'd like to take care of that now, Mr. Mayor, since we're here. I mean, do you want to write it in anything? We can go right now to the resolution.
Can you follow the agenda then?
Well, I'm asking you, since we amended the agenda, can we insert it now before we?
It has to be the.
Now, I'm asking the lawyers, can we do it now? Instead of waiting until the very end to read over the resolution, now to ratify it,
It has to be done.
When it comes to the order of agenda, there's nothing sacred about the order that the agenda is written. If it is the pleasure of the group as a whole, if you want to take things in a different sequence or a different order, you may do so. So the proper way to do it is to ask that it be done, and if there are no objections to it, then just proceed that way. If there's an objection, then you should take a vote on it.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to take care of this resolution right now, have a vote on it. I like to move to make a motion to do that.
So you're not asking for it to go with the ordinance?
No, I'm asking to take care of this right now. We can vote on this right now, bring this in, run the meeting, and go from there. I'm asking to vote on this resolution right now. I'd like to make a motion to do that, Mr. Mayor. I made a motion.
We have still have that.
I second.
Okay, let me get, you got a motion and second. I made a comment and
I have a
question.
comment. Let it be recognized, for the record, that we are, I know a couple of trustees up in myself, we've always been for the water, and this is what we've been fighting for the longest. Like I said before, the reception to the people is here for each board trustee because of the upcoming event that's taking place, and they know for a fact that they made a mistake now in trying to deceive the people. Mr. Mayor, we all for the water, trustee Anderson, myself, and you, and 900 plus people. These board trustees went to court, allowed after the Cook County Electoral Board and said that the petitions was due to go on the referendum, they got together and found an attorney, that made it somehow, get it in court, allowed the judge to so-called throw it out. I don't know why he threw it out, but he did. But we know for a fact that these 4 trustees do not want the water, and it's a shame. I will inform the public. I will inform the public of the perception that the 4 trustees has brought to this board. I will also inform them how they made a mockery out of the Student Government Day, and I'm only to hope that it will never happen again. It's a shame, Mr. Mayor, that these 4 trustees will use these children for a political power struggle and make this whole village look bad. All right,
Mr. Mayor, for the record, I'd like to make sure the residents realize that I have always been in favor of a referendum to go to the residents so they can make a decision. I would encourage the residents to review the minutes from the village board meetings going all back to this last year whenever this was discussed. I made it very clear that I felt that the residents should have a right to vote. And Mr. Mayor, it was no one's fault on this board that petitions were presented for a referendum so there. It went before an electoral board. The electoral board voted a true, false, up and down if the objections were found to be true or found to be false. 4 out of 7 objections were found to be true. And there's nothing that we could do about it. It did go by the petitioner to the Cook County Circuit Court, and the village attorney who handles litigation went representing the electoral board, and the Cook County Circuit Court upheld the decision by the electoral board. So, Mr. Mayor, for anyone to say that we're against the referendum, that isn't true. Mr. Mayor, I've always said all along that the residents should have a right to vote. In fact, I was one of the ones that said it's been since approximately 1998, 1999 period of time, the last time the village residents were able to vote on any type of referendum. And we, as elected officials, are supposed to be a servant of the people, and this is the best way for the residents to inform this board rather than on which direction they would like to head. Mr. Mayor, this is a referendum that supposedly that everyone on this board is in favor of. However, we find that there are certain ones now that are not in favor of putting a referendum for the village residents to vote on. So, Mr. Mayor, it's false and it's untrue to say that there's 4 trustees there against a referendum because we never had one. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, one thing. With this
First of all, I'm 100% in favor of everybody in this room, constitutional right, and you have a right to vote on what you want. However, I made a comment last week, I made a comment this week. I particularly don't like the city of records to make our water taxes still was sky high. Our water's fine, I've been drinking for 43 years. But everybody in this room, everybody in this store has a right to vote when they see fit, when that day comes. And that's true, I like to see this thing put on the ballot and get it done. I may not support it. You guys can. So, it's part of the phone.
Mr. Mayor, the trustees are saying they for the public having their own decision on the water issue in Sauk Village. Why the resolution? The resolution surely takes this issue out of their hands. The 4 trustees are actually saying to the public that we're going to determine whether you should get it in water. Not you.
Mr. Mayor, point of order. This is a resolution that has been presented. We have a motion and a second. We are discussing the resolution. We're discussing Mr. Attorney, is this point of order? Is this point of order? Mr. Attorney, we have a motion and a second. We need a vote. You're out of order, Mr. Mayor. You're arguing about the intention of the resolution. We are not voting on water today. You can hit that all you want.
First of all, it's very disheartening that this meeting has turned out to be exactly what it has.
Trustee Bird, please speak out, talking out of turn. You'll get a chance to read it if you want to still talk. You'll get a chance. Everybody, I ask everybody to please give the next person, the next trustee to finish their comment. And if you want to come in after them, I will allow you to call. I've always called on you when your time comes.
Before we get started again, can I just remind you guys there's another meeting that's going on simultaneously? And even through the laughter and the joking and the high fives and the claps, we hear you, so lower your voice.
The referendum question and petition submitted by 800 residents to initiate the Lake Michigan water as a permanent solution to our water problems. This solution to bring the question of Lake Michigan water is an attempt to cover up the true nature of the trustees to tell you, the citizens, no to your efforts to put the question on the ballot for April 5th, 2011 election ballot. But to demand you to hear the same question from their perspective, and when we, the government, wants you to. There is no election planned by Cook County for November the 8th, and we had a lot of discussion about that. So let's stop playing semantics with the citizens. The citizens' petition read, shall the village of Sauk Village provide Lake Michigan water to residents as a permanent solution? In which, at a public meeting about the petition, Trustee Hanks, you said it was deceitful. And that the citizens, those 800 citizens, did not know what they were signing. This proposed ordinance read, again, I'm going to read it because he read it already. Shall the village of Sauk Village pursue the development, cost construction, and user funding alternatives for a system to deliver Lake Michigan water to the residents, businesses of the village of Sauk Village? You tell me which one is going to be confusing or deceitful to residents, but both will only get the process started.
You got to break what you got to do.
You should turn off the tape. The tape is still going, it's fine. The government acts as if it does not have information, but all of the information has been presented by Robinson Engineering. In their comprehensive plan, the water quality improvement plan, the conceptual plan that was dated October 23rd, 2010, the plan for treatment of well 3, which is the public water supply long plan for well 3 treatment improvement plan dated July 2010, and the water study supplemental information that was dated 11/23/2010, which presented additional information on improvements to the village existing infrastructure, which keeps saying we don't have, and associated costs. I am voting for it only because it will at least get the question on the ballot, finally. They have stopped your voice from being heard now that they want to tell you when they want to start the process. So we the people are sadly forced to take this rotten bunch of apples, which is nothing, and make the best of it because we all want Lake Michigan water. And it's time for us to be able to drink water from our faucets without worrying about the contaminants, just like our neighbors. That's the end of my comment, Mr. Mayor.
All I'm asking right now is to vote up or down this resolution placed on the ballot. All these other studies, I'm sure we're going to have, hopefully, we're going to have seminars, numerous, between now and the time it's going to be put on the ballot. Hopefully that we'll all this come out, all the different studies. Because I hope that people not going away here thinking that once this is put on, once we pass it, it's going to be Lake Michigan water tomorrow. I, for one, signed the petition when it came around by the petition. So to state that I don't want water, I don't understand that, but I'm not going to sit here and debate too long. I like to find, we can go ahead and pass this resolution right now so we can get started, or we don't pass it. But I like to have a roll call if that's okay with you, Mr. Mayor.
Any other comments or questions?
I will not vote to take the decision out of the hands of the citizens of Sauk Village. It is their responsibility to decide on whether they want something as important as our water issue on the referendum. But this board, once again, take the position to try to control the voice of the citizens is it's foolishness and a downright deceitful. I think the public should be outraged, they should be highly upset, and they should voice their opinion about it, and tell these board of trustees how they feel about it. I will inform the citizens on what they're trying to do and why they are doing it, but I will not vote to take any decision out of the hands of the public.
Any other comments? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
Abstain.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams. No, that, okay, motion passes. Right? Wait, I got it.
3-1.
You said yes, trustee Anderson, I don't know, you know that, but you know that.
You did say yes. You did say yes. Take the gavel and shove it. I don't care. You don't tell these people it'll take 5 years to get water, and what it's going to cost.
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to say to you, can the clerk make it a point of record that trustee Williams was not present to give her vote?
Yes, trustee Anderson, most definitely, trustee Williams was not present to make the vote. Can we go on to Mr. Mayor?
Okay, motion carries.
Can I ask a question? Do we think we can bring the children in and actually perform a student government day tonight?
Mr. Mayor, I asked that we recess for 5 minutes and give these students time to get here. And we'll start the meeting at 8 o'clock.
I second. Motion to bring the kids in.
And recess for 5 minutes.
Anderson?
Yes.
That's Anderson?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Before we bring the kids in, could we bring it down a little bit? That's it.
Recess.
Recess and bring the children back in here. Burgess?
Yes.
Hayes? Yes. Myers? Williams is not present to make the vote.
Parents don't want the children.
Join this meeting due to the fact of the chaotic situation that just expired here, and for what's left of the integrity of our village. I'd like to mention to one of you to be held after the meeting.
Yes.
Any other comments or questions? I have a question, Mr. Mayor. Trustee Burgess.
Trustee said that he'd like to, in this meeting right now, does the trustee understand that we have deadlines that have to be met between now and next week? That we have village business that have to be moved on, we have bills that have to be paid between now and then. And I just wanted to make that comment, that those things have to be done between now and before next week. So, to spend this meeting right now, we will be liable for it, right? I just want the trustees to be aware of that, because if we don't have this meeting today, there's a lot of things that could be jeopardy. And also, we won't be able to conduct our little business. We won't be able to have bills, and we have things that are on here that are actually, we have to do as timely fashion. Just a comment.
Mr. Mayor, if necessary, we can always call an emergency meeting to get those items taken care of. But I think the more important is the integrity, safety of this village at this stage right now in this board. We do have a ticket in the area that is not favorable to anybody, and for the trustee to be more concerned about paying the bill and the safety of this village and the citizens and the trustees, etc. I think that's just plain crazy. I think we ought to just join this meeting and vote it for another day before Tuesday or Tuesday.
Any other comments?
Comment. We need to apologize to our children and please invite like them back and have done decent and in order. The way y'all are behaving today is just unacceptable.
Any other comments or questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Anderson.
Yes.
Benson.
Yes.
Burgess.
No.
Hicks.
No.
Mayor.
Okay. Motion fails. Okay, let's move down to number 2, approval of the minutes. March 1st, 2011 committee meeting. Motion to approve. Second. Comments or questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Anderson.
No.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes. B, March 8th, 2011 regular board meeting. Motion to approve.
Mr. Mayor, minutes from March 8th are not completed. There was technical difficulties once again, which Gerald Pike, IT person, has finally diagnosed as of yesterday. So I ask that those minutes please be stricken from today's.
Mayor, make a motion to table the business for such time we have a corrected copy. Second.
Comments or questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Anderson.
Yes.
Benson.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Okay, let's move to number 3, reports of officer. Mrs. Clerk, please. Mr. Treasurer, Ms. Carmichael.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On last Thursday, the Police Pension Board held an emergency special meeting. The regular quarterly meeting will be held next month, the third Thursday, which is April 21st. There's that in front of the
Thank you, Ms. Carmichael. Let's move to the C, village attorney, Mr. Sully Group.
Every no report, Mr. Mayor, I have prepared a report for the students, but to send out that.
Thank you, sir. Village engineer, Mr. Attorney Johnson. Village mayor, no report. Report for the trustee, the board committee, senior citizen, police alliance committee, trustee Anderson.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the senior committee report will consist of still inviting seniors out for the chili cook-off, which will be held this coming Saturday, and that will be from noon to 3. The contest will be held at 12:30. It's from 12 to 3. And the contest will be held at 12:30, the judging of the chili. We currently have 15 people who have volunteered to cook chili for your sampling. It will cost a effect of $2 a bowl. We have entertainment by the Morgan family, and we also going to have line dancing by Ms. Flora Haynes. And they did have senior movie, and they had the presentation with the library, and they had 22 seniors who participated in the last senior movie, which was last Monday. And that should be my report, Mr. Mayor. For the Police Alliance, Mr. Mayor, I have no report.
Trustee, Director, no report. Housing Commission, trustee Anderson.
Prepared a report for the city government.
Ordinance and resolution, trustee Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I also refer to my report for students. However, I'd like to mention that today, the finance director and myself, very late, we did receive a word that being funny later on tonight, that we have a working time on building insurance company that will insure us, and that cost, I passed out to all the trustees. It's a pretty good rate for some. Have any contact with Kelly, I'm glad to work. I have some other stuff, too much for me to copy tonight, and each trustee, but I will copy it out, and out each trustee. So you can know the last week's stuff. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Economic Development Committee, trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My report was submitted to the student government student that would take my place, but I would like to invite everyone to the economic development meeting session Monday of next month. That's in my report. I'm sorry, it'll be right here at 6:30. I'm sorry, the time is 6:30, the second Monday of April at 6:30 p.m. here in Village Hall.
was asked to come back into the meeting. I'm not sure if there's a vote that needs to happen or anything here. So after I give my report, I would appreciate me explain why. Just to let you guys know, we have concluded our meeting. They're actually in the comments and questions from the audience part. Just some bits of laughter you guys missed. We didn't approve accounts payable. We didn't approve the wind pact. We didn't approve the land sale for GP Partners. And they also didn't approve the CDBG funds. So potholes aren't going to be fixed. I'm actually glad that they weren't 4 days, because if they were, and those were the actual votes, we'd get no money. So maybe that's the positive. Maybe that's the silver lining in this mockery we call a board meeting. I do want to thank all of you guys who came out, and thank you guys. Good thing, I hope that they voted for you, or we're not there yet. I hope they voted for you because the kids didn't. So, and I would like, again, some of you guys were in here, so I did want to thank my sponsors. Just so you guys know, Fairway and Walgreens donated all the beverages for today. So thank you very, very much. Miss Nancy Baker, she donated our binders that the kids will be getting at a later date. So multiple monetary donations. We have had Chief Halibis, we've had Dean Cass, Senator Toy Hutchinson, we've had the plan, we've had Trustee Hanks, Trustee Burgess, and myself, Village Clerk Williams, we've had the Weller family, we have had other ways people have given money. They bought candy. If you bought a piece of candy, thank you very much. We've had people who went to our casino trip. If you went to the casino trip, thank you very much. And Julie Iverson was there. She was extremely impressed with her children. Not so much with the board, but extremely impressed with her children. So much, in fact, that she told them that they didn't have to get to school tomorrow until 9:30. As you all may know, 8th graders are going on a trip this year. And certain members of the school board chose not to come to the board meeting or perform. So they could not vote on whether or not the kids were going to, the school board who actually has the money was going to be able to pay for the 8th grade trip. So we've got a little bit of money saved up that we haven't used yet. And I absolutely know, that my fellow board members who didn't have the opportunity to share such a beautiful night with their children, and my fellow audience members who didn't have the opportunity to share such a beautiful night, and the money that we did for the tip drawdown, that we've got excess. I know we come up with $1,400. I know this village, by pockets of their self, by new businesses coming into town, by police alliance committees, by public relations committees, by whoever. I know that before they go on their 8th grade trip, I'm going to have $1,500 in my hand that I can write to Julie Iverson and say, take my kids on their 8th grade trip. Because they didn't have the opportunity to experience this, the lights, the mics, the names, the big chairs, the little people with big people behind them telling them what to do, the audience members and the clapping and the oohs and the ahs, and the big, beautiful room. I know since you guys deprived them of that, you're going to give them the 8th grade trip. That ends my report.
Trustee Williams? Trustee Williams? I will donate the first $100 to that. I donate the first $100 to that $1,500.
Thank you very much.
Go to reports of department, police department.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We've increased limited arrests in the past 30 days. Weapon arrests are up by 6. Drug arrests are about the same as they were last year with 17. We had 29 arrests, 29 warrant arrests over the last 30 days, which was an increase of 52%. We had 6 sex offense arrests. That's up 500%. Burglary 156 citations that were written. That's positive at 121%. And warnings, either written or verbal, was 151 that were issued. And that's positive to 17%. Arrests are up the same period compared to last year. And of course, by those numbers, as everyone can see, the police are working very usual. And I would like to commend the entire police department for the job well done. Also, on the 12th of March, the subject, I'm sure everybody received our messages that on March 12th, there was a subject shot at 2100 block, 218th Street. There is no suspect in custody at this time. However, investigators from the Sauk Village Police Department and the Major Crimes Task Force are working diligently to bring that offender to justice. For the citizens, for anybody that's concerned in this room, please be advised that this is not a random shooting. There is no reason, and for anybody to believe that there's anything in the right to say by the citizens. And that concludes my report.
Chief, can I have a copy of this report, sir?
I'm sorry?
I have a copy of this report.
Sure.
Thank you.
Let's move to the
Can you make your hands available for all trustees, please?
Let's move.
Chief, can you make it available for all trustees?
Mr. Mayor, would you like? Copy for all trustees?
Trustee, each one of the trustees, you give it to one, that's your favorite. Let's move to the fire department and 911 training.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I give my report to students.
Public Works.
Like you gave students, I just want to report on the street lights on Form 7. Those are being worked on right now by ComEd. They had to change the transformer on the pole. Hopefully, they should be up at least for tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Williams, trustee Burks.
I just wanted to thank also Public Works. I see that they've been out patching some of the holes, so I'd like to thank you guys for a job well done. I don't know if we've done everything, but I've been walking around it. And the ones that I saw that was in very bad, I see you started to patch. I'd like to thank you guys for that. Also, I'm still going to ask about the lights over there. I know you're working on it. Okay, thank you.
Zoning and Bill and Administrator.
Thank you, no report.
Thank you, ma'am. Finance Director, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The total amount proposed to $2,875.88. Payroll already paid $3,711 and the amount of $147,608.50. The accounts payable now due is $188,267.83. We have sufficient money to cover $188,267. $188,267.83. As of today, we have $301,066.89 in addition to this being paid.
This one, you read that again. You read that. $301,966.89.
Thank you, sir. Let's move down to the emergency services application.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Disasters can strike at any time. It's Citizens' job to make sure the village is prepared. It is important that our citizens know and understand the possibilities and prepare. Some basic knowledge and preparation will help the Sauk Village emergency response agency to better help you. For all the possibilities, Sauk Village is most at risk for natural disasters. According to the National Weather Service, there has not been significant tornado activity in the county since 1967 in Oklahoma. The website said that according to the trends in Chicago's tornado history, we are due for a significant tornado outbreak in the near future. You can do your part by watching the weather, staying tuned to tornado watching and warning, and listening for the tornado siren. In this situation, the basement is the safest place, or at the very least, go to the center of your house, usually a bathroom. In public buildings, go to the inside wall and avoid windows or doors. The latest disaster focus is on earthquakes. Much like with a tornado, drop and cover are the two big words to remember. With an earthquake, if you are outside, stay away from buildings, trees, or anything that will fall on you. As with any major disaster, keep in mind that Sauk Village will not be the only community affected, and our limited resources will be taxed immediately. The rule of thumb is to be self-sufficient for at least 72 hours with food, water, medical supplies, pet food, and whatever else you may need to survive. For more information, take a look at www.ready.illinois.gov. There are a number of valuable resources and good information on this website. One thing you may see on the website is information on the statewide earthquake drill in April. Sauk Village will be participating in this drill, so stay tuned for more information. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Consent agenda, we don't have anything to approve. There's no support for the resolution. Any approval of the resolution to waive the contracted bid process for pre-order service for the village of Sauk Village. Motion to approve. Comments or questions? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Anderson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Myers?
Motion carries. B, approval of ordinance for pre-order contractual service for the state group of corporation. Motion to approve. Let's move to C, approval of ordinance for pre-ordinance contracting service with Field Road Association. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Comment or question? Hearing none.
Question. Ms. Brown, did you renegotiate another agreement with him? Oh,
Questions, call the roll.
Anderson?
yes.
Spencer?
No.
Burgess?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Williams?
Resolution approving the Winpack application for Class 8 property tax classification in the village of Sauk. Motion to approve. So moved.
Second.
Comments or questions? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Anderson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Williams?
E, resolution authorizing the director execution and submission of the subscription agreement in relation to document to the county of Cook, Illinois, regarding city community development block grant fund for program year 2010 for the village of Sauk. Motion to second. Comments, questions?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, who is the subject recipient of this agreement?
$200,000 carrier exact number they're going to give us to renew our streets. That's what Jim Zernick reported on 2 weeks ago. In fact, I think the money's already been received, is that right?
Right.
How much is that, 200 what?
$217,500.
Thank you very much. And that's because we received money from, that we did not receive in 2009, and we also received from 2010 for street repairs.
A motion, second.
Anderson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Williams?
Move to the business, approve the account payable and disbursement for March 9th, 2011 through March 22nd, 2011. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve account payable.
Second.
Comments or questions? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Anderson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes.
Hayes? Myers?
Yes.
Williams?
B, motion to consider the alternate insurance coverage in view of the discontinuation of insurance coverage by the village existing care.
Make a motion to accept the resolution, accept this.
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Anderson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
C, a motion to authorize a public hearing to consider real estate sale change agreement with D.C. Project, Sauk Village LLC, and the Village of Sauk Village. Second. Comments or questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Williams.
Motion carries. Motion to suspend the comments or questions from the village trustee. Trustee Myers.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I have a comment that I want to make about the ordinance that was passed 2 weeks ago. The second hand ordinance that was passed 2 weeks ago. I want to remind parents of the ordinance which will criminalize our children because of the way they wear their clothes. The ordinance states and also allows them to confine or arrest them for disorderly conduct, which is a criminal offense, not a civil offense or an infraction. So trustees, instead of trying to correct our children's behavior, by discipline, we have chosen to use punishment in a court of law. I feel offended for parents who will now have to pay the village fines because of how you and your children decide to wear your clothes. After the fines are not paid, then how many offenses will it be before they run off until they are ran off into the Sauk Village jail cell with their clothes? Just a reminder that the Sauk Village police have yet to solve and come up with a solution to the increase in break-ins, especially on the north side of town. Arresting of our children for their clothes, but not the criminals who take the possessions from our home. Shame on those who have created another way to destroy children by making them criminals. First of all, those in the community center and now arresting children for wearing their clothes in the same fashion trend that many of their peers do. Please rescind this ordinance and give our parents and children back their rights to wear the clothes the way they want to. And remind you that behaviors can be changed through positive reinforcement. This is the year 2011, not the 80s, and not the 90s, and not the 2000s. Rescind this ordinance.
Trustee Anderson, we are, at the present time, we are having an attention to our prosecuting attorney. We may change the new thing out, but we do not know. You can actually have your undergarments sewn to your pants now, and it's the style of thing. So just let you know, the attorneys are looking at it, and I would expect to hear, I think the police chief is also doing some comment, basically on the same thing you just said. And with that comment, I will forward it to him, and we'll give an answer to that. That's our prosecuting attorney. He's looked at it already. He purpose doing it, look at it, and say, look at it, and get back to it. Thank you for your input.
So I'm now saying that we will reconsider changing that ordinance because at this point we passed that ordinance. Our children can currently be arrested under disorderly conduct, and that's a criminal offense.
At the present time, yes, we have passed the ordinance, okay? The attorney is looking at it to make sure that it does not violate anybody's civil rights or anything else. And we have not put that out there for the enforcement of our police officers there. So the attorney is in the hands of the prosecuting and we don't get back to us. And we'll hear from him on Friday. If I hear from him on Friday, I'll make sure you'll get on email saying, they're going to be quiet.
But I think we need to have a consensus in that our children are not going to be.
Okay.
This
If it
is
comes
not
back,
going
then I will
to
send it
be
to the mayor.
because we voted that ordinance. And now it's the current state, the children can be arrested. I mean, once we vote for it, it's the law.
Then I'll get with the mayor and put it on the agenda for
rediscussion.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'd like to set a motion right now to rescind that ordinance, put it on the school. I'm going to vote on it, let's rescind it, we're going to hold it, and trustee Myers will put the recommendation of it, so that none of our kids, as trustee Anderson stated, will be criminalized if they find out that they're the new trend. I don't have people right now to rescind it.
it's not going to go over, but I have a problem with that.
You second the one?
Yeah, I second it. We sent it to you.
Mr. Mayor, I guess the question is, don't they have to suspend the rules first to ask them to do that?
It's been already done, Mr. Mayor. It's already been done.
Can we make the motion? Or can we do this?
If you want to deal with it today, you would have to go through the process of amending the agenda. So you want to suspend the rules to allow this item to be placed on the agenda. And you must realize that there's no notice to the public. I mean, that's the core of what we're doing. There's no notice to the public that may have an interest one way or the other. That lawyer said no notice that this is being considered tonight. So but you can suspend the rules.
There was no notice to the public of the resolution that was just put on the agenda. There was no notice to the public for that. So now so we need a notice to the public. Come on, I got a problem with this.
Well, I'm just giving you, Mr. Trustee, the reasons for this rule, and that the reason that we should be reluctant always, or sometimes, notwithstanding that we proceed to go ahead, but the core reason for these rules is that the public is not aware that this is being considered tonight.
It can be passed, trustee, it's just recommending that we suspend
Just
the
the
rules.
rules. I like to, we send my people's motion, we send motion to suspend the rules to allow us to put something else right now.
Motion, got a motion and a second.
Trustee Myers has to accept his second to that motion. Anderson?
Yes.
Benson?
Yes.
Burgess?
No.
Hicks?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Williams?
Here. And just for comment, I'm voting here because I'm here. I refuse to vote. I'm waiting for miscellaneous so I can speak more, but I'm here. I'm voting here.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, now I would like to set a motion to rescind the second thing that was created a couple weeks ago, and hold that until Trustee Myers has completed the investigation of the new train that's off now for the examination.
Motion and second.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Question.
I have no problem with this, just to make sure I'm not in violation of violating his rights, and would like to make sure that we get the information back from the attorneys. So I have no problem with
I'm having a right to the trustee, your opinion.
Yes, I have a question where is the trustee asking to, the ordinance that was passed, the trustee asking to put that ordinance, table that ordinance and not make it law, that the vote on the floor should not make it a law of the village trustee that.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Benson?
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes.
Hicks?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Williams?
Here.
Okay. Let's move down to trustee.
Mr. Mayor, I have a right, except for, I do have a comment. First of all, I'd like to thank Trustee Williams for trying to speak up. I'm sorry, personally, I'm sorry that it looked that way. I'm sorry that they weren't, the kids weren't able to, I didn't even be able to hear this, but I'm sorry that they weren't able to come here and perform in front of the audience, that it was the way it was supposed to happen. Sometimes when government things like this happen, I'm sorry that you guys had to see the display that went on. I like to apologize to each and every person here for my conduct that was displayed. I'm truly sorry that you had to see that because I was wrong. But I'd still like to congratulate Trustee Williams for a job well done that you tried to do, decided to bring the students here on Student Government Day for the purpose of showcasing themselves in front of us and the audience. Hopefully, this will never happen again, and hopefully, at a later date, maybe we can do something for the kids. But in the meantime, I would like to also donate $100 towards the cost of the
Yeah, that's great. Just a couple comments. I wanted to take the opportunity to thank the top people who are not here in the audience right now, but it did help. Wayne Burgess and Amanda Beavers and Angela Cox and Mrs. Arnold. Suzanne, thank you. Suzanne Arnold. They were running the meeting in my absence when I kept getting beckoned over here. They cut my cake. They served my pop and my shoes. They are now, and Nancy Baker, and they are now cleaning up my mess. They were carousing my kids. So I wanted to say thank you for that and make sure that it gets on the record. The last and final person that really needs to be thanked, village clerk. Thank you, Mom. You've been with me all day. You've helped crowd these kids. You've written the agenda. You've helped me write everything that needs to be done. I'm sad, very, very sad it didn't happen. I've been at Village Hall since 6 o'clock this morning, preparing for Student Government Day, because I do a full-time job. This is not my life, this is not my job. A full-time job, I work 40 hours a week, but yet still I took the time to do Student Government Day. So I've been here since actually around 5:45 this morning, doing Student Government Day stuff. The kids had a ball, I do want to reiterate that, they had a ball. It saddens me that my 8th grade students were more well behaved.
And your board member.
More aware, more enjoyable than this board meeting here. But I do want to thank the trustees and the audience member who did offer up a $100 donation. I'm like an elephant, I'll never forget. Looking for your checks, cash, money orders. We don't take credit cards. So thank you very much for everyone who participated. And for those of you guys who weren't in there, I did thank my department heads. And they are really, I just want to tell you guys that they had a ball, but they are really, really bummed out that they didn't have the opportunity to spend more time with their counterparts, because a lot of them had very, very interesting questions the entire night, and they wanted to know more about what they did. So if you would like to, and by like, I mean I'm suggesting, that you ask me who your counterpart was, and you should take the opportunity to send a letter. Write a letter explaining kind of a little bit more about what you do. Because for the department heads who had the opportunity to spend time with my kids today, they'll tell you they were amazing. They were hilarious. You would have loved them. But unfortunately, we acted like children and didn't allow them the opportunity to act like adults. I'm extremely ashamed. Extremely. As the youngest member of this board, by far, I would just say that I was the only adult here today. The only. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. If I had the ability, I'd give you a spanking. I'm not going to do that. But you deserve to be spanked, every single one of you. What happened tonight, and I didn't even see it, I just heard it. But after tonight, it was inexcusable. Seriously, I'm glad the meeting's over, things got voted on, things were taken care of, but seriously, I beg you now. I only did it 6 weeks in advance, maybe that was the problem. Let's do 365 days. Student Government Day will be the 4th Tuesday in March in 2012. Can we have some decorum? Thank you, Ben.
Let's move to question and comment. one, and the one on this row, second row.
I'm Judy Pastor. I'm president of the plan committee. And the plan committee was formulated because many of us came meeting after meeting after meeting and asked questions and got no answers. So I'm going to ask a question again tonight. Mr. Mayor, why is it that we cannot get a report on accounts receivable as we get on accounts payable? We've asked for this for almost a year now, and we're not getting any answers. And it's an important item to us, and we'd like to know why we can't get it. Is it your order that it not be printed?
Just a moment for you to answer that.
Mr. Mayor, obviously some of your trustees only hear what they want to hear. I listen to the reports of your people week after week. I did hear Chief Police's reports, and he's reported on numerous meetings the arrests made for the burglaries, multitude of other things. And it's trustees' opinion that it's now the chief's fault that these things are occurring. They were arrested, they went to court, and the people that need to be blamed for it are the people like Judge Stuckey, who lets these kids go and come back and do it again. We've had the same kids arrested 2, 3, 4 times than that. The police are doing their job, but from there, it goes to the court system, who doesn't do their job. And I think it's about time that people recognize what's going on. The other things that are going on as far as the police department goes, it covers the same territory. The total information is not received before people speak. And I think it's important that they do that. And I'm not going to get into it today. Thank you.
Anyone else on that row? Next row.
I just would like to make it heard that there was a member of the audience approximately a year ago that stood here when the podium was in the middle, and she asked about the baggy pants because she was tired of seeing these children walk down the street with their butts hanging out. The lady asked, we have worked on that ordinance for a long time. We're not here to, obscure anybody's civil rights, but we as adults should ask our children to please cover the back side and buy a belt so that your child will be able to walk down the street without holding his crotch to hold his pants up. If it's not the child, it's got to go back to the mother, the father. Make sure your child can dress appropriately so that he is not offending my civil rights and seeing his backside hanging out. Thank you.
Next row. Next row. Next row. Next row.
That's mine.
Last row.
I think that the letter that was written about the pants was written in maybe some, I think it was, I don't know, never mind the letter. I think there needs to be some type of lesson that needs to be taken when you're trying to consider striking down the ordinance because you're trying to compare 2 different types of laws. And I'm surprised it wasn't even brought up. You know, the ordinance that you all passed, if I'm correct, was a civil law. Am I correct in saying that? Whatever ordinances you all passed, they're not criminal, they're all civil. So the ordinance on the pants is basically a fine-only matter. And pursuant to that ordinance, that when one is caught and detained by the police and brought over to the station or whatever the procedures may be, that the ending result is at maximum fine, correct? Okay. And disorderly conduct, as the trustee read in the letter, would be a chapter 720 or Illinois criminal code offense, which is criminal law, correct? And that the maximum penalty is death or at a minimum 1 year in prison. Am I correct?
Depends on the.
You're partially correct.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, criminal law.
Disorderly conduct is civil in nature. It's the same as the issuance of a ticket, except a traffic ticket. It's at that level. A person who received, let's say, a speeding or stop sign is not considered to have been prosecuted under our criminal law. So it's civil in nature.
Right. That being two different chapters, the only vehicle code being chapter 625, chapter 720 being criminal. So that would be criminal.
Well, the village has its code.
Well, I understand that. And they can adopt those rules. I do understand that. So I'm not understanding why is there an attempt to try to even, I guess you can reinvestigate it, but why are you trying to, what's the purpose in trying to strike down the law? Because we do have standards or societal standards that prompt village officials or city administrators to enact certain rules for standards of society. So why are we trying to strike that?
Answer your question. I've been requested by a trustee, I've been requested by the police department and our
prosecutor.
I've also asked to check and see if it will play in our ballpark here.
Or something like Yale.
Correct. And then he said he's going to look at it, and if he doesn't think so, then he's going to make a recommendation to move it to one place or the other. But however, I still want him to take a look at it back to it. That did go through this one. Everybody knows that went through almost 3 law firms. And once again, all depends on how you look at it. So, I mean, you guess you can say that it's this sort of conduct. Yes, you can say some indecent exposure. Yes, you can say a lot of things. But that the purpose of it was, let's try to get the I can call them kids, I don't know. Young students walking up and down the street, showing their rear ends to everybody that don't really see it. So then we have a very big outcome of it. I don't think there's a time that has been once the residents are all brought up. But that's the reason we looked into it. Everson passed it. Everson had a big problem with it. Everson came back and rewrote it. And I was town by us, these used it. They used it for work, and they said they haven't had no problem with it. The Heights have never used it. But there's some other reasons he wouldn't tell me reason. It was not the problem with allowing anybody so he called that people overused. But we will look at it and bring it back. Mike, if you want to, I'll be glad to email you
Well, I don't doubt your ability to effectively just research it. Just don't allow, just my opinion, don't allow certain letters and other types of things to stray you from the main point, which is to try to create societal standards, because it's just like the Chicago law, the loitering law, that was supposed to target groups of gangs hanging on the corner. When they took it to the Supreme Court, it was stricken, and then they had to rewrite the laws and make it other ways. But the main reason why you had that subcore of people trying to strike the laws, because certain people feel they just want to do what they want to do to go against societal standards, and they want to call it culture. So just keep on doing what you're doing, and don't allow that to sway you. Because I think that ordinance is a good thing, because a self-respecting person will wear their clothes properly.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Front row. Second row.
I agree with Mike. I am on the ordinance committee with Trustee Myers and other residents in the area, and that ordinance was written with the mere fact that, I'm sorry, it is not respectable to see somebody's undergarments, whether it's a girl or a boy. You see it more on a boy. I have no problem of what nationality or skin color you are. It's just very disrespectful. It was rewritten and sent to several different law firms to make sure that it was written so it did not offend anybody. And it is a needed ordinance because, quite frankly, I wouldn't hire somebody that came through the door that looked that way. Would you, Mrs. Anderson?
And I would not judge them by the fact of their pants. And most children would not
It's
come
the
to
same thing when I was a
I'm
child
sorry,
in the
would you like me to
60s.
answer your question?
No, because you're basically not answering it anyway. In the 60s, we had the flower power time and the long hairs and that way of the way society was. And people disrespected them as well. There were laws put in place for a reason, and it's put there out of respect for everybody in town. And I'm sorry you just don't see the reason for that. Mr. Mayor, I have not gotten an answer to my application to my fingerprinting. I did hear in the students' meeting that someone was passed, and there are 2 other people that you're waiting for their background if they're cleared or not. No one has contacted me to let me know if I can move forward and help our community open up the community center for these children.
And we contacted, we did get your fingerprint, your background check back. So we'll be contacting you as soon as the committee meets. We got a meeting set up for the third, first week in April.
First week in April, I will hear something?
Oh, yeah, that really needs. Look at that too.
Rosie, I congratulate you on a job well done. I am sorry that for the first time in the years of this village that the students could not meet up here. That was an outrage. And, I'm at a loss for words. I really am. And right now it's shameful. And most of the talk that was in that other room, who are the parents and the voters of this town, was the same shame that I have. Just a lot to think about. And I'm not up for election. I'm not up in those seats. But these parents and these people who are voters aren't going to forget.
Next row. Next row. Next row.
My name is Brenda Boyd. I've lived in Bonneville for about 10 years. This is my first time speaking. I've been here all night. My granddaughter, Diamond F., was part of the meeting tonight. She rode with the chief. Some of you in this room know my granddaughter. This was a turning point for her life. You made such an impact. I mean, you really did. But what was here, I'm beyond words, because if I speak what's in my heart, you will have to escort me out. It was, Trustee Williams, you did fantastic. That's all she talks about too. You did a good job. But I'm just disgusted, and I'm in total agreement. Either you come together, or you will see a big change. I know a lot of people in this audience are not going to deal with it anymore. We're tired of it. The kids, you missed a fantastic board meeting. Yep. That's the best board meeting I have seen since I've been in this village. That's all I have to say, because I'm just disgusted.
Next row.
Larry Stewart, same stuff, different day. Rosie, you're super. You should be doing a lot more implementing across the board. It always starts at the top. I always say this. I look at the time and I see that we drag these things out calling it real business. Things that end up the same way anyway. There are people on this board that drag things out deliberately, and it's going to go. When the vote is 4-2, where are you? When you're just 2, get on board. What does seem to be the problem? If you have a unified board, do you know how far we would have been in the 2 years that it's been going on? 2 years, we've tore this city down from the top. Yes, this was an ugly meeting. Yes, those kids did fantastic. It needs to be viewed on what a real majority does in a city. They handle things well. Children, they weren't upset because they were outnumbered, out-opinionated. They looked at it to where things will still go forward. Tomorrow's going to come. Here, it's not. We're going to have the same problem next week that we had last week. We pulled at this vote today. And we had a lot of votes. A lot of them went past the public because they were going so fast. Yes, 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 yes. I didn't even know what you all were agreeing on. But it sounded good. You have to get unified. Even if you're the minority. That's it.
John Hinkle?
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead. Me and John has bonded back here. Anyway, my name is Bernice Houston, and of course, where everybody jump on me, the water is a hot button issue, okay? My only concern is that the legality of the resolution that was put forth tonight. I'm glad everybody's on my train, I'll tell you. If everybody's on my train, I'm ready to ride, okay? But the only thing I want to ask is the village attorney to address the legalities of the resolution so we can ensure that when the time comes, that the people be able to vote on that on their right to seek another form of water, another source of water. That's what I'm asking. That's what I've been asking for 2 years, to give the people a chance to just, say, well, we want to see another form of water. And I'm asking the village attorney to address that issue. Maybe he could write up something, saying it's legal, it's not, whatever, So we won't have to go back and address this, like in November, April, whenever it's going on, And I really appreciate everybody doing it. And then I'm really upset that, it was a little cloud up there today. We shouldn't have did that, But if we're going to go for it, we need to go for it legally, so it won't be any backlash later on. So is that a request I can ask that the village attorney address the legal issues in the resolution? Because I think that was the big thing that was going on, right? Am I right? Okay. Well, I mean, that's, I think, the stalling point. I mean, if you get that answer, then everybody can go on and move it. Because it seems like everybody's in consensus on that, getting a new source of water. So, I mean, can we do that?
Ms. Houston, if I may, I can assure you that that resolution was drawn up by the village attorney.
Okay.
And there is copies of the resolution sitting on the
I saw copies.
So if there's any residents elected to get some, they're going to try.
But, but there's been questions brought up about the, date and all that sort of stuff.
The date was set for as November the 8th, that would have been the next election, if there is one. Or
there is no election. Well, I'm not going to go into that.
For the next general election.
Okay.
So it allows that if there is an election on November the 8th, 2011, it can go on that agenda or the next.
Okay, so can the residents have something in writing said this is an ironclad resolution and it can't be changed?
We have a resolution.
No, I'm asking you, I'm not talking about the election, I'm talking about another form to support the resolution. Because it's everybody's going crazy about it, and we want clear answers, and it's not clear about the resolution. And we get, you follow me?
Are you asking for meetings to be held?
No, I'm asking for something in writing from a village attorney that said this is a clear-cut resolution that it can go forward.
First of all, once the resolution was passed today, the back page has a section there for the village mayor and the clerk to sign. Once they sign it,
It's a done deal. Okay, but you're still not addressing the issue that I'm asking you about. The issue is about the date.
The date said, like I said, it's that day or the next election. So that's, I mean, the next general election, basically what it says. So whenever the next general election will be, this referendum will be on the ballot.
Okay, well, okay, now I understand what you're saying, but I want something in writing from an attorney. You know, I mean, wait a minute, I'm not trying to go over there because everybody, I mean, you guys, wait a minute, because, wait a minute, now you guys, everybody up there fighting about something, I want something from an attorney. Because to me, I can't trust none of y'all up there, I want something from an attorney. Okay? I mean, serious, I'm a resident, I pay taxes, I can't get it in writing. Okay, and you signed the resolution, so you know I want something in writing.
There he is.
Okay. All right. I pay for it every time y'all pay. I pay too. I want something to write.
Mr. McCormick.
Mr. McCormick, come on. I want it right. I know what you're going to say. I want it right.
We had two village attorneys, and the attorney, Timothy Black, I believe, is the attorney who drafted that resolution, and I think we should direct that question to him. I don't want to be in tension with his work. And he would be the appropriate
okay. Well, can I
give
get that
an opinion
from Mr.
that it's valid and should stand any
Okay. All right. I mean, I understand. I'm all for it. I just like it in writing. In case somebody challenge it again, I like it in writing, you know. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I was just saying, once it becomes...
you said it's good to go.
Are you saying that this is not going to be good enough? You want something separate than this?
I want something from the attorney to support this statement. That this resolution is legal and binding for the Sauk Village.
Do you have this?
I have a copy of it. She just gave me a copy of it. I don't understand why I can't get something from the attorney. What's up with that?
Is this what you have? Is this what you have?
I got a resolution. Yeah, I got that.
Do you see that this says Michael Sutton?
Ms. Williams, I'm sorry. I really like you as a trustee and stuff. I just want something from an attorney.
Michael Sutton is an attorney. This is what I'm asking. This is what I'm telling you.
Huh?
This is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Is that this came from the Scully group.
Okay. But what you see that what I mean? Now see, it's confusing about who's saying what. You see what I mean? Yes, I don't see any difficulties with Houston contacting the village attorney. The one who wrote up the resolution says to make sure that all the legalities are clear. So obviously, she has a question. She's the person that presented the petition to the village. So why not let her contact the one who wrote that? And my other concern is it went to Lack mainly because Lack is the attorney that deals with litigation. There's a possibility that this can be litigated. Right, that's what I'm saying. We want to be on the safe side. We want to make sure all our I's are dotted and T's crossed. We as a board need to just say that it's an agreeable thing for her to contact. Oh, that's what I'm asking. Can I get that from an attorney? It'd be better if you guys call me, but I can call if you want to. I can call. But I just want to make sure everybody's little dots are added and the T's are crossed, so we have to go through these changes.
We would give you the attorney's number.
Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor. As an elected official, as somebody who's commented on legal bills that have been direct conversations from residents, what I would suggest is that you and Ms. Houston sit down and speak with the mayor. I am completely against handing out the phone number of our attorneys to residents. That would be because every time a lawyer picks up a phone, a pen, types the letter Q, it charges me in this village $125 an hour. Excuse me, everybody in the audience and on this board. You've taken away a lot from me, please. Thank you. Every time the attorney does anything that relates to this village, it costs me $125 an hour. It costs you $125 an hour.
But wait a minute.
Please let me finish.
Everything
So what I'm saying is,
makes sense.
not that you might rack up 10 hours with an attorney, but if it becomes our policy to pass out business cards with our attorney's phone number, and I get a legal bill for $22,000 because residents have questions because they're not getting them here. You don't get answers here.
So where am I supposed to get my question
And
answered?
that is when you go through the mayor. You go through your mayor.
Like
you
I
sit
said,
with your mayor.
I don't
you
care
make that
who
phone call,
answers the
you
question.
get your answer. But you will not get a phone call. You will not get a card with a phone call.
Like I said before, Ms. Williams, I don't care who answers. I want it in writing. I want to find out the legalities of the resolution. I want to make sure everything is appropriate because I don't want this to come back on us in the long run. And I don't see that's by any fair. I pay tax dollars just like you do, and I should be able to get something in writing. I don't care who does.
Absolutely.
You know, and I want to,
that's all I'm asking.
you know, so I mean, if that's who's going to do it, it doesn't bother me as long as I get an answer to the question. Yeah. As of all information, all of our information is public information. I get this from for everybody. You want to send it around that order. Well, I mean, I prefer that, you know, if I get all 6 of you guys to sign off on this letter, that would be fine with me. That'd be more uniformity to me. You know, so I mean, I just want to answer.
I guess what you're after the meeting.
Sure.
Get together with
Yeah.
something and get something prepared for you.
John Hinkle, I thought last meeting that there was a resolution voted that this would be on the agenda, but I don't think, my understanding is we wouldn't have the row this evening if that would have been put on the agenda and taken care of right up front. I mean, it was voted on last meeting, wasn't it? What was voted on that, Virgin Route? He wanted something put on the agenda.
It was discussed and requested by 4 trustees for consistency of the agenda. It wasn't voted on. It was requested by 4 trustees last Tuesday night for it to be placed on the agenda. The mayor made the decision not to place it on the agenda. He said he threw an email in from the board on Friday or Friday night.
And why was it put on the agenda?
I gave the trustee my reason for why that I thought that it should be on this agenda since we cannot vote on any water, take any direction for water until 2013. And we can at least have 1 day with the kids because I stated in my email, my reason because I knew that this was going to happen. If anything related to water was going to come up. And it played out just like I said it was going to.
Okay, but
I knew that was going to happen. But that's the reason I asked you, hold on for 1 week, and can we get an opportunity to put it on and not disruptive activity for the kids?
And I brought up in a meeting a couple meetings ago that, you know, it should be your responsibility to put a notice out or whatever to the village residents in what's going to happen with the water. What options do we have with the water? What's it going to cost? That should be coming from you. And the people put that out so these people can make an honest decision on what it's going to cost and which way they want to go with the water. Right now, you know, they don't know nothing hardly because you have not put anything out.
We had plenty of time to put this thing out for the water. After the water was cracking from the river, and after it was voted down, there was no reason to rush to put anything out for hold any type of meeting because you're not going to have the referendum on the agenda anyway. So why do we start now putting something out on there?
But why? Okay, but then why were certain people trying to rush a thing through to get it through without people knowing? A couple of trustees were putting that through.
But it went through.
The one that got shot down in the court or whatever it was.
That was a committee put that through. It had nothing to do with trustee.
Okay. One other thing with the pants hanging down. Hey, does a school have a policy here that the kids can't walk around the school like that?
Yep. All schools do.
You have to address the school board on that, but I don't want to.
I've been always tempted, I'd like to go and ask these guys how they hold their pants up like that. I mean, I've seen them down below their crotch. That's it, for me.
Anyone up in the back row?
Right here.
Thank you. Once again this week, I just want to commend Rosie on an outstanding job tonight. The kids were wonderful, and like I said, being at the school and seeing and knowing some of those kids, it was outstanding to see the work that they did. They were very happy. Their parents were proud and pleased. You had a good turnout, and I'd just like to say keep up the good work with that, and I look forward to it next year, participating more, and giving you a hand with whatever you do. And yes, I will come out of my pocket to help with the 8th grade stuff. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Mayor, I would like to ask the attorney a question. Sir, I'd like to ask you, do you do anything for anybody for nothing? Do you advise anybody?
Yes, quite a bit. I've done quite a bit for the small village and nothing. To answer your question very much, yes.
That's all I want to know. Thank you.
The motion to adjourn.
Yes, sir. Personnel.
Motion to adjourn to executive session. All in favor?
Do we have a second? She made the motion, you make the second. Okay.
Anderson.
Yes.
Benson.
Yes.
Burgess. Hayes.
No.
Myers. Williams.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.